Apparently, Samsung makes a smartphone that they never talk about, and it's time to find out why. It's called the Galaxy Xcover7 Pro, which I assume means it has some extra cover, making it more durable than their usual glass-covered flagships. And what's this? A removable battery in 2026? To those of you born after the second millennium, a removable battery was basically the standard way to build a smartphone back in the day, right up until Apple started gluing their phones shut in 2007. What's wild though is that even with a removable battery, this Xcover7 Pro is still IP68 watertight, meaning it can be immersed in 1.5 meters of water for 30 minutes and most likely still be fine. We have indeed been lied to. To be fair, technically this Xcover7 Pro was released last year in 2025. But since this series of rugged construction-grade durable smartphones only gets updated every 2 or 3 years, this one is still the relevant model for this year as well. It does cost about $600 though, which seems rather excessive, and the screen scratches at a level 6 with deeper grooves at a level 7, meaning it's made from glass. Glass is glass, and glass breaks though, so factor that in for your construction site usage. Interestingly enough though, screen replacements only cost $23. The glass screen also sits over the 13-megapixel teardrop selfie camera. This films in 1080p. And the glass screen is inlaid down inside some rubbery plastic frame material, which will help protect it from drops. The fingerprint scanning power button is scratchable. The volume rocker is removable in typical Samsung fashion. And up here at the top, we have some noise-canceling microphones and a fully programmable button. Right now, it's set to trigger the back flashlight, but it can be configured to anything or any app. There is a second, much larger programmable button on the side, which can double as a walkie-talkie over cellular data if that's what you're into. It can also be programmed to open up any other app on your phone, like Bixby. Too soon? This button is not removable. Down at the bottom, we have our pretty abysmal 15-watt USB-C port and stereo loudspeaker, but we also have 2 contact pins, which apparently can be used to charge the phone without the USB-C port. It just has to be docked in some kind of group charger of some kind. You know, it's built for fleets. Now, one massively missed opportunity for Samsung though is this back panel. It's removable and costs about $10 to replace, but it also could have been more useful, with some markings to mimic measurements in inches or centimeters. The current design is overly aesthetic instead of pragmatic. There could have been some unit conversions, time zone maps, angle calculators, or even a simple inch or centimeter ruler for measuring things. You know, construction tools for a phone built for construction. You can always add your own markings, obviously, but it would be a tad more precise coming straight from the factory. As for cameras, we do get 2 of them this time around, at least on this Pro model. The top is our 8-megapixel ultra-wide, and the bottom is our 50-megapixel main camera. Then there's 2 single-tone LEDs for the flash and the flashlight. Speaking of construction sites and factories, I have some really big wheel building machines showing up at my wheelchair factory 3 weeks from now, and I need to clear up some space immediately. So lucky for you, a 12-pack of jerry can water is now just $3 when you use the discount code THIRSTY. Water inside an aluminum can has a 5-year shelf life if kept in a cool, dark place, so keep a pack or 2 stored away for an emergency. And thanks for supporting the channel, drinkbison.com with discount code THIRSTY. Speaking of water, fire reveals the real reason why the screen replacements are so inexpensive. We can tell the 120Hz 1080p display is an LCD screen and not an AMOLED screen by the way the pixels go black and turn off from the heat. LCDs aren't bad, obviously, but knowing now that the screen is LCD, the $600 price tag seems a little more egregious. Making our way over to the side-mounted fingerprint scanning power button, even with copious amounts of scratching and damage to the button, it's still able to read my fingerprint just fine. Thumbs up for that. The next question we aim to answer is if the removable battery and non-glass slab back panel make the phone less structurally sound. The answer is kinda. The Xcover7 Pro does flex more than the normal Samsung, but it also still does not crack, kink, or catastrophically fail. The Galaxy Xcover7 Pro passes my durability test. But I'm having major doubts about that removable battery warranting the $600 price tag. Let's dive in and see if there's anything else more valuable in here. With the back panel off again and the battery removed, this obviously turns off the phone, I notice that there are actually no screws on the back to remove. There are plenty of glued shut plastic tabs, but these reside over antenna locations or pins on the motherboard and don't have any screws underneath. This means either the phone is held together with magic or the entry point is through the other side, under the screen. Let's check the screen first. With a bunch of heat, I'll make sure my pry tools are just touching the glass, staying under the black bezel, since accidentally nicking the edge of the LCD will probably kill the screen, and I'd rather keep this guy alive. Google, who makes the Pixel phones, have been assembling their phones this way for a while now, so it's not unheard of for the screen to come off first. Samsung just normally likes people to enter in from the back. With the display lifted off in one piece, I'll toss in the removable battery real quick just to see if it's working, and nice work to myself. I knew I could do it. I'll pop off the plastic bracket that holds down the ribbon connectors, and then I unplug the screen like a little Lego. Then I'll remove 15 silver Phillips head screws. These all have the safety yellow construction themed thread locker on the threads. Then I'll pop off the extension ribbon that connects the main board to the charging port board, and the thick metal mid plate can come out next. This is probably what gives the Xcover7 Pro all of its strength. I'll unsnap it from the inside of those plastic side rails as I lift it away from the motherboard. There's no thermal paste, but the silver mid plate has a copper heat pipe built in, which helps cool the Snapdragon 7S Gen 3. Which was released back in 2024. I'll remove the signal wires and one additional screw on the charging port board and 2 screws on the motherboard before it can lift away from the phone body, revealing some really tiny cameras. The 8-megapixel ultra-wide camera is up top with no optical image stabilization. The 50-megapixel main camera sits right below that, also with no OIS. The 13-megapixel front-facing camera doesn't have OIS either, but that's pretty normal. But I think that is indeed my deciding factor this time around. Even though this phone does have an SD card slot and removable battery, the tiny cameras, with their tiny sensors and no optical image stabilization, makes the Xcover7 incapable of capturing everyday moments outside of the monotonous corporate realm. Combine that with the super slow 15-watt charging speeds and a speaker with no balls, it's clear that Samsung designed this phone to be as monotonous as a corporate cubicle, with a corporate price tag to sip on all that corporate revenue. I wouldn't be able to recommend this phone to anyone outside of a work environment. And maybe, just maybe, that's also why Samsung never talks about it. But hey, at least now we know. When Samsung or Apple says we can't have easy-to-remove batteries, point them to this video, because we've got the proof right here in front of our eyes. And everything still works. Grab a 12-pack of jerry can water for $3, link in the description, and thanks a ton for watching. I'll see you around.